Look who got some new shirts come in the post. See, I don't just represent Manchester United. Got to represent a bit of League Two as well. Good old Harrogate Town.
Shut up and sit down.
What's the story, Internet? Hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. First of all, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in America. Before I get into the Premier League fixtures, since it is a preview of the Premier League that's coming up in a moment, I wanted to say first off, see, I don't just wear Manchester United shirts. Thought I'd represent America by wearing an MLS shirt. And then I also wanted to talk about the Harrogate Town shirts that I showed in the intro. Representing League Two a bit. That's the town that I moved to when I lived in England. So just got them in, and you'll be seeing them in videos in the future, I'm sure. And best of luck to them. They're playing in the FA Cup against Blackpool this weekend. First season in the League Two for them. They're usually in the conference. And they're currently in 12th with 19 points. So well done to them. Not bad for a first season. So let's get into the Premier League fixtures. So starting off with Friday, we have Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. I think it's probably safe to say that that this is going to be an interesting one because both teams have been very up and down recently, and after their recent fixtures, Palace losing to Burnley and Newcastle losing to Chelsea, they'll both be wanting to bounce back. So Palace is a mixed bag. Obviously, they beat Manchester United on the first match of the season for both teams. And then Newcastle, there's very much the same. It just depends on which one of Steve Bruce's sides decides to show up. So I think it's a bit too close to call. I can see this even being a draw, maybe a 1-1, 2-2, something like that. But we'll just have to see. I think it should be a very interesting contest though. Moving on to Saturday, we have Brighton versus Liverpool. Brighton did do very well last time out, beating Aston Villa, which was a surprise. But as I mentioned last time, they lost Tariq Lamptey to a red card. So unless it's been appealed and overturned, which I don't think it has, they'll be without that attacking threat, and I think that Liverpool will just be able to take full advantage. And Liverpool will want to be taking revenge on Brighton for what happened against Atalanta and righting those wrongs. Even though it is away, they won't be defending Anfield this time, but I think they'll just want a little bit of a positive result to boost them. So Manchester City versus Burnley. As I mentioned earlier, Burnley won in their fixture on Monday, so they'll be on a high. And City lost, so lost 2-0 to Spurs, so they'll be licking their wounds a little bit. They did win midweek in the Champions League against Olympiacos, but it wasn't particularly convincing. It was a 1-0 win. They dominated the match, but they just couldn't get any further. So it'll be interesting to see how the two teams shape up. I think Manchester City are still more than likely going to win. However, if Burnley were going to strike while the iron's hot, this is their time to cause an upset. So next one is Everton versus Leeds. So both teams have been performing very well. Obviously, Everton have been in a bit of a rough patch recently, but they did correct that with the win at Fulham. And Leeds are a team that you can never underestimate, because you never know what they're going to bring. You never know what Bielsa's side is going to bring you. So I think Everton should be able to pull it off just because of how well they've been doing. However, if reports are true, and I can't find too many places to back this up, but I have seen reports that Luca Digne is injured, which could be quite a loss to the defence of Everton. I also saw that Seamus Coleman is injured, and he's such a catalyst in Everton, having been there for such a long time. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think I think it could be tough for Everton if they don't prepare properly for Leeds. Now, Carlo Ancelotti is obviously a great manager, so he'll line them up to the best of his ability. Should be a very, very good contest, though, because even though Leeds aren't the powerhouse that they were in the late 90s, early 2000s, they're still there or thereabouts with the way that they've been performing this season. So it'll be interesting to see. So last match of Saturday, and then I'll be back with my second video tomorrow in regards to the Sunday-Monday fixtures. But we have West Brom versus Sheffield United. So West Brom will be feeling positive, even though they were unlucky against Manchester United, thanks to that penalty. But West Brom will be feeling very confident to get a point against struggling Sheffield United, if not all 3 points. Although, on the flip side, this is a perfect opportunity for Sheffield United to show that they're not suffering from that second season syndrome, and hopefully that victory would be able to kick them on. So we'll have to see. I think that this one, unfortunately to Sheffield United, I can see it being another 1-0 defeat, because that seems to be the only result that they get at the moment. But they could surprise me, and with the way that this season is going, anything can happen. So so we'll just have to wait and see. But some very, very good fixtures this week. I think the Palace Newcastle one could be one to look out for. City Burnley, just to see if Burnley can be the stalwarts that they have been in defence recently, in recent years anyway, and shock City while they're at a low point. And I think the Everton Leeds match is going to be very interesting, just to see what happens. So let's have a look at the channels that they're going to be on. So Crystal Palace versus Newcastle is on NBCSN or Fubo. Brighton versus Liverpool is on Peacock. City versus Burnley is on NBCSN or Universo. Everton versus Leeds is on NBC Proper and Telemundo. And West Brom versus Sheffield is on NBCSN or Fubo. So yeah, so those are those 5 matches. As I mentioned, I'll be back tomorrow with the other 5. And in the meantime, to all of the American viewers, I hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving, spending a lot of time with your family, eating too much food. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, staying safe, keeping out of trouble. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, ta-ra for now.